Hey Board Game Maniac, Maniac Rob here with Maniac Shelly, and we're here to play another game of Blood Red Skies. This is Shelly's first turn, our first time playing Blood Red Skies. So we are going to be playing Scenario 1, which is called Dogfight. And it's pretty simple. How you win the game is by either making the other team fly away or putting enough boon chits onto them so that they have no other choice but to fly away or be destroyed. So let's go to the board and look at the table setup, which is very minimal, and we'll start the game. The board all set up and everything is done. Shelly is playing the British. She's playing the Spitfires. Spitfire 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Spitfire 2. I'm playing the Germans. It's the BF-109E. Now, we are playing according to the book. It is Scenario 1, Dogfight. And we all rolled for advantage, disadvantage. You can see we have cloud cover that we took turns and placed. Shelly won the roll-off to go and start deploying first. And she rolled. She got a disadvantage Spitfire, disadvantage Spitfire, disadvantage Spitfire, and an advantage Spitfire. For myself, I got a neutral BF-109E, an advantage 109E. I got a neutral 109E and a disadvantage 109E. So, pretty much, Shelly, unfortunately, with the rolls that you did, you kind of are starting...
Not very good.
Well, not necessarily, because this game is going to happen very quickly. And, again, once we hit some rules and you're not sure, we'll go over them off camera, then we'll do it. And, again, Board Game Maniacs, or was watching this, if you played Blood Red Skies before, comment down below and let me know what you thought of the game, as well as just be aware we will... or potentially make rules mistakes. If so, timestamp us. Let us know exactly what the page number in the rule book is to correct it, so that we will learn how to play it correctly. This game is for the most part, it's pretty simple, so we shouldn't have too many problems going on.
I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, whatever. We got the cloud cover and everything, like I said, and we are playing this. You can see the barrier on both sides. This table is exactly, I measured out, it's going to be 4x3. Now, your standard game, they do recommend that you play a 4x4, but because we're only playing with 2 elements each, which consists of 2 planes per element, we're only doing this very simplified version of rolling on a 4x3 table. Because Shelly never played this before, and we did both agree that I'm going to go first just so that she can see how it's played. For my first turn, what I have to do is I am going to do one move with advantage plane, and then it goes to Shelly's advantage plane, then it goes, after all the advantage planes are done, then we do all the neutral planes, and then we go to the disadvantage planes.
I'm not going to be moving very much.
Well, you're going to do a lot of moving at the end of that. I do all of mine mostly, which is probably going to be very beneficial to you, because you're going to see how close I get.
Oh, my nasty.
We'll see. And to roll bad the first time?
Yeah.
You purposely roll bad?
Yes, it's my secret.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. What happened last time we played a game together?
That's a good point. So every game that Shelly and I have played together, because she don't play a lot of games because she's not much of a gamer, but every game that we did play, she ended up killing me for one reason or another. Like, we played Test of Honor by Warlord Games, the same company who makes this Blood Red Skies, and she ended up chopping my head off, or chopping the samurai hero's head off.
Aww.
Yeah, very sad. I know.
Dear.
Yeah, thanks. I feel the love. So here we go. I'm not going to record my movement. I'll be back after do it, because it's easier for me to use my both hands when I'm doing this instead of one, I should say. Yay. For my turn, what I did is my plane was roughly about this area. I burnt my advantage, so it was an advantage plane, so I went from advantage to neutral. I flew my 7 inches max, and then I flew my other 6 inches to get me in the cloud cover. And then for my pilot skill, see, I left the pilot skill normal because the thing is for my pilot skill, I could go back up to advantage, but the thing is, as soon as I leave this cloud, I'm going to go drop down to neutral regardless, because when you're in cloud cover, you can't shoot out, and somebody can't shoot into the cloud. But whenever a plane leaves the cloud cover, it goes to neutral automatically. So you could be disadvantaged in here, but as soon as you leave the cloud cover, you could be back up to neutral, or advantage to neutral, or whatever. You leave here, you are neutral. So it's on to Shelly's activation. We're also playing with the advanced rules where we're using the cards. The only setup difference in this is in Scenario 1 Dogfight, it does tell you what cards to use, and they're usually the 3 cards are in your hand, they're held secretively. But where Shelly never played this before, we are flipping the 3 cards that were going to be in her hand right side up so that we can actually see them or read them, so I can help Shelly off camera and coach her. I'm coaching you to lose. I mean, coaching you so that
whether I listen is a whole other story.
Yeah.
You should know that by now.
So it's your turn. All right, Shelly. Yep. So the advantage planes go first, and it's you go, I go, that sort of thing. So what are you going to do with your advantage plane?
Well,
first, you have nothing here you can shoot because we're going off of this. This thing that Warlord has created, the quick reference sheet, is an amazing little tool. When I first played this game, I just read off of this and I was able to pick up the game right away. So thank you very much, Warlord, for this. It's awesome. Sorry to interrupt you there, Shelly, but what are you going to do now for your advantaged plane?
Well, since it's my only advantaged plane,
That's right.
I can't shoot at anything. I'm not going to burn advantage, so I'm just going to move up to 7.
7 inches, that's right.
So I'm going to place this here.
Now, before you move, just because we are playing with the cards flipped up, the tight turn, which is very well known for a Spitfire 2 because of their maneuverability, you can do your 45-degree turn at any point during your movement. You don't have to do it at the end like I have to do.
True.
So if you want to do that,
if I do that, that's going to shift me over that way.
Yep, I see what you're doing.
And then I'm going to do this, which is going to bring me up to, is that where I'm putting it?
7 inches, yep, that's right.
That's going to come out of there.
Now, because you moved and you did you discard your tight turn, so just flip it over or whatever, it don't matter. And because of this, you have another thing you can do, which is your pilot action. Choose one. Shoot, outmaneuver, or climb. Climb means that you change your plane's advantage level, but you're already at advantage, so you're not going to be able to do that one.
I'm good.
So do you want to see if you can shoot me?
Yeah,
if you're in
I'll
range,
see.
but you're not in range.
Nope.
So you're going to be done in your turn then.
And I'm going to put my little wingy there.
That's right, which lets you know that you activated that plane. Very important. Now it's on to the German's turn. For my turn, I used my advantage plane, and all I did is I didn't have anybody to shoot. I didn't burn advantage, so I moved my 7 inches. I'm not turning my 45 degrees, and that ends my turn for this. So we're back on to the British. When I said it is the British's turn, I actually made a mistake. It would not be the Spitfire's turn because Shelly only had one advantage plane. All other 3 are disadvantaged. Sorry, Shelly.
Oh, you're going to die.
We can see here from the chart that activation order, all advantage planes go first, then neutral, then disadvantage. So I have 2 German BF 109Es that are set in neutral, so they're going to be able to go.
I'm going to correct you on that. You have
Oh, that's right, because I already did that one. So I get to move my neutral before Shelly can go on and move her disadvantaged planes. I moved my other neutral plane. He just moved up to 7, didn't do anything else. There's nothing to shoot at. I wasn't going to do a dodge to move an extra 6 inches because I don't want to go to disadvantage. Now it's on to Shelly's start of one of her disadvantaged planes. All right, Shelly, what are you doing?
I am going to move myself into the clouds.
Ah.
And I can move up to 7.
Right.
Which puts me in the cloud, which automatically puts me in neutral. And I can't do anything else, so I'm going to sit there.
Okay, and now I get to go with my one disadvantaged plane, and then it's back on the British again. For my last plane to activate. I flew through the clouds. This is my disadvantage. So because I flew through the clouds, I get to come out neutral. And then I turned my 45 degrees, but obviously I'm not in line with Shelly to shoot. So therefore, for my pilot skill, I just climbed. So I'm back to advantage, and I got my activation token right there. What are you doing, Shelly?
I'm playing a game. You asked. I have 2 disadvantaged planes left. I'm gonna have to move them.
Okay.
Because I have nothing else to do, so I'm going to move them up my 7, and then I'm gonna do my pilot action and put them into neutral.
All right.
So my first one here, 7.
Now freeze for a moment. When I told Shelly to freeze, the reason why is simply because I'm using one of my cards. It is an aircraft trait. It is attached to the BF-109E. It's called Great Climb. In reaction to an enemy plane within 12 inches climbing for advantage, the enemy plane must pass a maneuver test to succeed. And then I discard this. So pretty much what this is saying is for Shelly to go from her pilot action to do a climb, she has to pass a maneuver test. And that is she looks at her maneuver ability on a card, which is 3 dice, and you add that to her pilot skill, which is 3. So she's going to have 6 dice to roll right there, and she has to get 1 success, which is a spade. All right, Shelly, 1 success, so you'll be able to climb. Oh, you did it all day. Very easy. So you get to climb, and I lose my card.
All right. Well, my last plane, I'm gonna move it up to 7. Same idea. And then I'm going to use my pilot skill to put me back into neutral.
Alrighty. And Shelly, remember to put the activation markers, which is very important, because if we don't do that, we're not going to know what planes we use. This is only a 4-plane game per side, but you can play like 4 elements, which is 6 planes per side, or even more.
This is good.
Yeah, this is a good starter scenario for sure. So that ends both turns. So at the end, we do a cleanup, and that cleanup is 2 of your Spitfires get blown at the sky, 1 of my BF-109s get blown at the sky, and no, I'm joking.
You're so full of it.
We remove all of the activation chips, and we also are able to draw up to our hand, which is 3 cards, and we're able to use them again. Now, we already drew it after we used it, because I like to get into practice so that if you use a card and discard it, grab another one, but that don't mean you can use it on your turn again, because this is a card you freshly pulled up. And you can't use the same card on the same plane twice. So we're on to round 2. For my advantage level, what I did is I moved up. Actually, I was here. I only moved up 4 inches, and I did my 45-degree turn to try to shoot into the side of Shelly. But the problem with this being is because I am an advantage level and Shelly is an advantage level, you can't shoot advantage to advantage. The plane you're shooting at has to be 1 level lower than the shooting plane. So I just can't do anything else, Shelly. You're just safe right now. And my activation is done. So we go on to Shelly's turn, and if she's able to move that one, because that is the only plane that she has that is in advantage. One thing I forgot is that because I can't shoot, another thing I could do for my pilot action is called outmaneuvering. So pretty much what it is, it's got to be within 9 inches, which you can tell. The pilot skill has got to be equal or greater than the target pilot. They're both 3, so that's fine. The advantage of each plane does not take effect, because just say, for instance, I was disadvantaged, I can still try to do an outmaneuver on Shelly. But the way you do that is, I'm just putting my activation token down. I am going to force Shelly to do a maneuver test. If she fails, she drops from advantage to neutral. She goes down 1 step. If she was neutral, she'd go to disadvantage. The way you get the amount of dice used is you add your pilot skill to your maneuverability. So Shelly's pilot skill is 3 and her maneuverability is 3. So she has to get 1 success or she's outmaneuvers. Ooh, do you know what that means, Shelly?
I go to neutral.
She drops down to neutral. Oh, so do you know what that means? You don't get to go next. because we have to go from advantage to neutral, disadvantage. So now I have, you can see over here, I have one plane that is in advantage, so I'm going to move that before you get to move. On my next activation of my next advantage plane, which is this one, he was back here. I didn't shoot because I was not in range. I didn't burn advantage. I just flew my 7, and I'm choosing not to turn my 45 degrees. So what I'm doing is, you can see I am definitely within range of shooting at Shelly, and it is hitting her front arc. But the thing is, because these two arrows are not exactly, oh, they're exactly. We got head-on attack. So do you know what that means, Shelly?
I have no idea.
I get to shoot you and you get to shoot me, regardless of advantage level. Because when you're doing a head-on attack, it don't matter. Even if you were disadvantaged and I shot at you and we're doing head-on, you're still able to shoot me too as well, because I'm coming straight at you. Obviously, you're going to be able to see that I'm flying towards you shooting, so you're going to be able to shoot at me. So let's go to the rolling dice box and see if I hit her or she hits me. Because I am initiating the firing, so I get to shoot Shelly before she gets to shoot me. So it's 1 for my firepower and 3 for my pilot skill. I'm looking for at least 1 success here. And I get nothing. So you don't even have to dodge that. So you don't even get a chit. But now you get to shoot me. And Shelly's is exactly the same. Uh-oh. She hits me for 1. No. So I get automatically, the first boon chit of the game goes towards me. This is getting to be like all the other games, Shelly, that we play.
Oh,
but I still get to try to dodge. So when I roll, I do my maneuver test plus my pilot skill, which is 6 dice. And if I score a spade, which is a 6, then you don't shoot me out of the air. But if I don't roll a spade, you automatically shot me down. Well, here goes.
No spades. No spades.
Do the plane
no
get shot down?
No spades.
Yes, it does. I did not roll a success, so that means I still get the boon chip, but that plane that was flying head on to you to try to shoot down your Spitfire 2, you were just too quick on the trigger and you managed to shoot me down first. Boon chip number 1, and blows up, and you took me out. Good job. Critical error made on my part, unfortunately. On page 3, and this is in the basic rule, the rule booklet for page 3, it does tell you about how you win the game. Now, where Shelly had shot down my plane, number 1, she hit me, so I get the boon chip. But number 2 is that she did also shoot down my plane, so I get an extra boon chit. So because of that, that's boon chits. I get 2 boon chits now. Because number 1, because she hit a plane, and number 2, because she shot it out of the sky. You know, the way boon chits work, just so I can reiterate onto this, is that if I get more boon chits than what planes I have active on the board, that means my fighter planes or Shelly's fighter planes, whatever one gets too scared because of the heat getting onto them, because the pilots are so better skilled, they'll just say, I'm out of here, and they fly away, just so that we can make sure we're on the same page. Right, Shelly?
Sure. Page 3. Alright, so haven't got much choice here. So I'm going to move this lovely plane here. I'm going to move him up over that direction. I'm going to move him up. Whoop, put him back where he's supposed to be, to 7. And that's pretty much it.
That ends Shelly's turn. She's activated, and for her pilot skill, she went to advantage from neutral. Now it is my turn for one of my neutral planes. You're not shooting any more down. I refuse. On my turn, I came out of the plane cover. I went up. I did, which is a dive, so I went from neutral to disadvantage, and then I turned my 45 degree. And for my pilot skill, I did a climb to go back up to neutral, and that ends my turn. I almost forgot, and I keep telling Shelly, don't forget to put an activation token after you're done, and I'm the one that forgot. On to Shelly's turn. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm playing a game with you. So, during my turn, I have the tight turn, so I can do my 45 degree at any time. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be at the end of my time, so I'm going to discard that card. And I'm going to do, I can't shoot at anything. So I'm going to do this. There's my 45. So I'm going to, my burn activation, I'm going to maneuver 180 degrees, which completely turns my plane around.
Okay.
And puts me in firing range eventually.
So you still have a pilot skill that you can do
yes.
now.
My pilot skill. Can't shoot yet because I'm in neutral.
Yeah, because it's two same states, so you can't shoot. You can either try to climb.
I can go to advantage.
You can, but is that what you're gonna do?
Well, possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Well, what the hell?
Stop. I said stop because I have another great climb card which I used before. So Shelly has to perform a maneuver test to be able to go into her pilot skill of advantage from neutral. It has to be within 12 inches, and you can definitely tell that's within 12 inches. How many dice you get, Shelly?
6.
How do you get 6?
My pilot skill is 3, and my maneuver thingy is 3.
Maneuver thingy?
Maneuver thingy. My technical terms.
Okay, your agility for your plane.
That's the word I'm looking
All right,
for.
so you're looking for one success?
Right there.
Yeah, okay, roll it.
Yes!
You did it. So I just wasted my... I had to try it anyhow. So you go back up to advantage. My turn. I move this plane up to 7 inches. Now, because I'm in neutral state, and Shelly's in neutral state, I cannot shoot. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to do for my pilot skill, which is an outmaneuver test. Or, no, actually I'm not. I changed my mind. I was going to do outmaneuver, but for my pilot skill, all I'm doing is I'm going to go back up to advantage level for this. And that ends the activation of this one. Where Shelly's thinking on what to do, just as usual with Board Game Maniacs, I'm going to stop the recording. We're going to do our battling and flying around, and when something big or significant happens, we will record the outcome and we'll continue on recording from there. So I'm just pausing it until we get advanced a little bit further. Maybe you'll shoot down all my planes. Who knows?
Who knows?
This just happened on Shelly's turn. So with Shelly, she moved 3 inches or 4 inches because you have to move at least half your turn. And then she was pointing this way and she turned 45 degrees to take a pot shot into my poor BF 109E. Why are you trying to take a pot shot at that guy?
Because you asked me to play games with you and I just kill you at every game you play.
So far you were definitely winning, so yes. But I pulled an ace out of my sleeve, and that is poorly trained opponents. And I'm just reading the play part. In reaction to an enemy plane choosing a pilot action, the enemy plane must pass a maneuver test before completing the pilot action. So what that means is her pilot action, because she was on step number 4, was going to be shooting. So I got her to do a maneuver test, which is rolling 6 dice, 3 for her pilot skill, and 3 for her agility.
Blah, blah, blah.
And she rolled, and as you see, she never got one success. So she wasn't able to complete her shooting, so because of that...
Who's down one plane?
It don't matter.
Not me.
You didn't shoot.
Oh, Muffin.
Okay, let's keep going on. On my turn, I was here, and I moved my minimum distance. I burnt advantage to neutral, and then I did my up to 180 degree turn, which gave me tailing Shelly's Spitfire 2, but she was in advantage because I'm tailing and I'm within 6 inches. It automatically drops her plane down to disadvantage. So I can take a shot now at her for my pilot skill, but Shelly's got a card there to play. And what's the card that you're playing there, Shelly?
Defensive tactics. A sharp turn can often spoil an enemy attack. Bonus, I get to do a tight turn in reaction to the enemy shooting. The plane under attack may make a bonus 45 degree turn before the shot is resolved, so 90 degrees with a tight turn.
Right, so you can play 2 cards.
Oh, look at that.
So you get to turn 90 degrees. Yep, 90 degrees. Now, because of that, I don't know if you realize what you did here, but because instead of shooting you from the rear, I'm shooting you in the side. And you have to think that these planes are traveling at an excess of 350 plus miles per hour in the air.
miles per hour does yours go?
354. Yours is 357. Yes.
Just a little bit faster than
But
you.
in either case, they are flying at such a rate of speed in the sky that chances are for me hitting you in the side is very difficult. So I think it's called a deflection shot. We'll look into the rule book for that, but I think you get a +1 to your agility roll if I'm not mistaken. Just to reiterate on to the deflection shot, it does say in the rule book, but even though Shelly used that card, I'm still technically shooting at the rear of the plane, and the reason for that is it does say in the book that when you are doing a deflection shot, it's going to hit the side, but the only difference is because you have to first go by where the shot originated from and to. So originated from my front arc to the back of Shelly's plane. So even though she turned onto the side, and she wouldn't get the bonus because of the side, but if it was a deflection shot, then Shelly would have got a +1 dice to her to try to dodge it. But because it originated into her rear of the plane, she wasn't able to do that, even though it's still turning on her side. But before she was able to do that, I was hitting her in the back. So I get to shoot my firing power of 1 plus my pilot skill of 3, so I get 4 dice.
And how many do I get to deflect that?
The same as what I tried before to deflect was 6, and I failed. So
Well, let's see what happens.
yeah, let's go.
Bring it on, baby.
Here's my 4. Give me 1 spade. I got 1 hit. So now, before you roll, what happens is you get a chit for getting hit, but now you got to try to dodge with your 6 dice. And you definitely dodge. So therefore, your plane don't go down, but you still get the boon chit added to you.
Not like
What card did you pull out of your sleeve, Shelly?
I got the home advantage.
And what does home advantage do?
Pilots over friendly territories can stay in the fight for longer in reaction to, oh, let me say, a boom chit. The boom chit is disregarded. Bye-bye.
So you get no boon chits, even though I hit you.
Aw, poor muffin.
Lovely. On one of my activations, well actually, Shelly got up to here and she took a shot, and we both, it's a head-on, so we're able to both shoot. And the 2 of us actually failed, like at successfully hitting, and so we didn't have to do any dodging. So then it was my turn. I activated this plane, and my first step is to shoot. So I rolled to hit Shelly's plane, and I hit her, and then she tried to dodge, and she failed her dodge, as you can see right there. So your plane is removed, and you get 2 boon chits, 1 for the hit and 1 for the being destroyed.
Yeah. It only took you 3 rounds.
But we're tied now.
But it only took you 3 rounds.
Yeah, I know. On one of my next turns, I moved up, did my 45 degree, which means I'm tailing Shelly. She's just not close enough to get into the cloud cover on her turn. So therefore, it drops her to disadvantage. Now I'm going to shoot. So 4 dice. You know, Shelly's at 3 boon chits. If I get 1 success, that means she gets a boon chit, and that's going to be 4, and that means that I'm going to win the game because you'll be taking too much fire and fly away. Come on, 1 spade. No! Okay, that sucked. On my turn, I lined up so I'm able to shoot at Shelly's disadvantaged plane, and this is what happened, Shelly. This is what happened. I get the roll, the 4 shots, and I got a success. So that gives you
Oh, yeah.
1 more boon chit. You're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But you can see there's 4, so you have more boon chits than what you do have
3
planes. Funny. So therefore, your Spitfires 2 got too much heat from the German BF 109Es, and you flew away. But just for giggles, roll your dice to see what would have happened.
Okay, take your dice out of there.
But you don't roll 6.
How many do I roll?
You are going to be able to roll because it is a deflection shot and it originated on your side. You get to roll up to 10 dice if you want.
Oh, 6, 10. All right.
Now, before you roll, just so I can explain this, for a deflection shot, when you're shooting, usually a dodge test is your agility plus your pilot skill. But because of a deflection shot, what Shelly's able to do, if you flip it over, your deflection shot right here, you can use your agility or your speed plus your pilot skill. Shelly's speed is 7, plus your pilot skill is 3, so that'd be 10 dice. So that would be a great advantage for a deflection. And again, she would have been, you know, deflected it successfully, but she still gets the 1 boon chit because, you know, I hit you. So do you know what that means, Shelly?
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Oh. Wait a minute. At a gas. No.
That was your plane, dear.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Because I wouldn't sleep on the couch.
That's what happens when you play games with your wife.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun game. You know, the average game, when you know the rules, it takes you between 30 and 40 minutes. But it did take longer because I did have to explain the rules to Shelly. We looked up rules mistakes. Hopefully we didn't get any rules mistakes wrong. If we did, by all means, comment down below, timestamp where we made the mistake, include the page number, and if it's the basic rules or the expanded rules package, and let us know, because this is the way we learn. Thanks to all the viewers that comment, the subscribers. They show the love. They spend their time, their most valuable thing is time, their own time. They spend it to watch these videos that we make, Shelly. So what do you say to all the viewers out there?
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you for supporting Board Game Maniacs. So until next time, Board Game Maniacs, I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed this Blood Red Skies battle between husband and wife, and I did win. Just saying.
Took you a while.
It did take a while, yes. But again, it's learning the rules and everything. So I have to ask you this, Shelly. You're definitely not a gamer for board games or tabletop games, but if you were to give this a rating of between 0 and 10, 10 being the best, 0 meaning to be the worst, what would you give this rating? Number 1 on enjoyability, what would you give it?
10 being the highest?
Yep.
I'd give it about a 9.
Is it because you were fighting against me? Or is it just
No, it's...
you thoroughly enjoyed it?
I didn't mind it.
Okay, so...
It's fairly basic, very straightforward, which is even better, and the quick reference guide I used the whole way through
Yes.
is fantastic, so yeah.
So for enjoyability, 9. My next question, but you kind of answered that too as well, is on the technical aspect, coming from somebody who don't play games, what would you rate it from 0 to 10?
About an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
you know, making sure you know find points of
Yes.
what you can do, and I'm a stickler for, really, is that how it's supposed to be done? And I will check the
Yes.
rules.
And did we struggle a lot with the rules?
No.
was
Once we
pretty-
read them, and
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward, especially
Yeah.
because of the quick reference.
the
For
quick
sure.
reference guide is a great thing.
Yeah. So would you play this game again in the future with me if I need you to play
Give that about a 5.
it? Well, a 5 is better than a 4. Not as good
Better
as a
than a
6.
no.
But yes.
So
All right.
Definite maybe.
Well,
I don't play board games.
you know, a
but
handshake for the great game. Thank you very much. It was a great game. I give you a kiss too as well. And I'll do that off camera because, you know, people are going to say, oh, he's a big sucky baby. Am I a
He
sucky
is.
baby? Don't answer it.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not. I'm a
He's
maniac. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this battle report, Board Game Maniacs. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos such as this and also other different battle reports. Catch us on Facebook/Board Game Maniacs, Instagram, Board Game Maniacs, our Twitch channel, Board Game Maniacs. And one last thing to say. Do you know what I'm going to say there, Shelly? What is the tagline I say at the end of my videos? If you get this wrong, I'm going to sleep on the couch. So that means she'll get it wrong.
Be a maniac.
Ah, she got it! Have fun.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger because of you, the viewers. I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.